This part, can you go to page 7? Okay, I know it is related to the a square minus b square. But actually, if you see a minus b, a plus b, and some more, they involve surds. There is actually a very fanciful name given to these two brackets. They are called conjugate surds. Okay, for if you are absent, can you please take note of this? This idea of the conjugate surds, not very clear. Never mind. Conjugate surds. So don't be scared of this phrase. When you see conjugate surds, right, all it means is one is plus, one is minus, everything else in the two brackets are the same. They are called conjugate surds. And since we know it is related to the difference of two squares, you can apply the technique, and let's check, Jason. What is the shortcut technique that I can write immediately after this? If I know there are conjugate surds already, based on this page. Equals to? Very good. 5 whole thing square minus bracket
3 square root 7
whole thing. Now after this, you must either use your mental sum or you press calculator. 5 square is obviously 25, but this is the one that many of you might accidentally get wrong. So let's test the mental sum of Ian. What is 3 square root 7 and the whole thing square? Very good. Negative 63. If you don't know how I got 63, this one means 3 square root 7 times 3 square root 7. 3 times 3 is 9. Root 7 and root 7 is 7. So answer is 63. But don't forget the negative. And if you simplify, the answer becomes negative 38. Alright. That's it. So this was where we stopped last time. And if you were absent, this was what you missed. Is that okay so far? Conjugate just means two brackets that look exactly the same. One is plus, one is minus. Okay, that's all. It's just a fanciful terminology. There's nothing else to it. Alright, now with that, we have quickly revised simplification of surds already. That's over. So, today, right, the lesson is targeted to end at 11:45. Now, today's lesson is actually very simple. In fact, if you cooperate with me, I can finish today's lesson by 11:15 because there's nothing much already, this chapter. No, of course I haven't finished yet, but the remaining part, right, actually is this thing called rationalizing the denominator. Yes? No, after the lesson finish, I'm going to give you a holiday assignment, you can start working on it in class. Alright? Okay, so let's begin. And now, in the meanwhile, I'm also recording the lesson, so I appreciate if you don't talk so loud because I'm recording a lesson for the 5 students who were absent from today's lesson. Yes, you can? Yes, of course. Do you know how tiring it is if you are absent and must record the video? Alright, let's carry on. So, the homework that I given to you was to read this question. And actually, people, this is the most important thing you must learn by the time you step out of the class today. Now, this concept called rationalizing the denominator. Now, it sounds very fanciful, but let's break down the word. Rationalizing just means you do something to the denominator until the denominator does not have any surds. That's all. Denominator shouldn't have surds at the end or in the end. So how do we do this so that there is no more surds in the denominator? Wait, I missed out one word already. Should not. Okay, I missed out one word. Should not have. So should not have surds in the denominator. Now, which technique helps us to ensure there are no more surds? This one. This is the technique that enables us to do something until there are no more surds. Are you all looking at the board with me? This is the technique. We are going to do conjugate surds over and over and over and over today. Are you okay? Daryl, stop sleeping. Or stop dozing off. It looks like you are though. Alright, So I'm going to use conjugate surds over and over again today because this is the main technique. I cannot overemphasize this. If it means I must repeat this 100 times, I must repeat this 100 times. This is the most important thing that will impact it. So let's begin the technique of rationalizing the denominator until there are no more surds. In fact, let me even zoom into the answer for you straight away. Everybody, look in the working, look at this part in blue. Can you see that something was done to the original fraction such that there was one particular step where the denominator ended up with no more surds? Can you see? There is no more surd left over in the denominator. Agree or not? Can you see? It's just a 4 minus 3, right? Very simple calculation, right? No more surds. So what was being done? What magic trick did I do to change the surd over here? There's a surd here. From surd until no more surd. So what did I do? No. Conjugate surds. So let's go through step by step. Okay? So from surd to no surd, let's see the steps. Step 1, everybody. Can you tell me what happened in this yellow color part that is different from the blue color part? Which part is the same, which part is different? Yes, the 7 over 2 plus root 3. Can you see it's the same fraction? Can you see it's the same fraction? Same, right? But what is this thing on the other part? Yes, very good. Feng Qi notice it. Actually, this fraction is 1 whole. Now, how do we know 1 whole? The same number over the same number. But people listen, one thing and shine. The 1 whole, right? Why did this question purposely select 2 minus square root 3? Why can't it be something else? Why can't it be, for instance, the 1 whole? Why can't it be 4 minus square root 5 over 4 minus square root 5? This is also 1 whole, right? But why did it purposely choose 2 minus square root 3?
The same values as the line.
Very good, because this denominator and this denominator have all the same values. But the only difference is, one is a plus, one is a minus. In other words, we have purposely chosen conjugate surds. Okay, can you underline this one? This blue part and this yellow part are purposely chosen because they form a pair of conjugate surds. So this is not coincidental, it is done on purpose. Let's check on the other side. For example, later on, if I were to give you a question, let's say I give you a question later that has a fraction 8 over 3 minus square root 5. And I tell you, okay, people, go and multiply a 1 whole. Tell me what to put on the numerator and denominator. Which conjugate surd will you choose, Joel? Excellent. See, even though Joel was absent last lesson, she also knows that the conjugate surd has to be 3 plus square root 5. 3 plus square root 5. That's it. Choose the conjugate surd every single time. Are you following me? Because, Joven, the purpose is to rationalize the denominator until you get something that doesn't have surds. If you put a 1, do you actually change the whole fraction? You don't. Your fraction still got surds, and then you go back to square 1. Can? Okay? So with that, let's zoom in on the idea of conjugate surds. Okay, now let's look at the blue and the yellow part. Do you all agree with me that blue and yellow gives green? Blue and yellow gives green using this technique. Agree? Using the difference of two squares? Follow? Okay, now numerator is simple. Numerator, you just take the 7 times the 2 minus square root 3. That one is simple multiplication. I am most concerned about the denominator. Now let's move one more step. A denominator, how did I get a 4 minus 3? It's because 2 square is 4, whereas square root 3 square is a 3. Now after this step, you are almost done already. Because 4 minus 3 is just a value of 1. And then on your numerator, if you multiply in, you will get a 14 minus square root 3. Johan, what is 14 minus 7 over root 3 divided by 1? Do I need to put the 1 still over there? No need. So you can simply write your answer. In fact, you can split the fraction over 1, but individually they are known as 14 minus 7 square root 3. And with that, we are done. Yes, later on you will see some questions, right? The answer will become something like, let me show you. Later on, some of our answers may be half square root 3 plus 7 over 2, maybe. But you will notice that denominator got surd, don't have surds. Okay, and this is a correct answer. We will experience that later. Up to this point, do you all follow me? Okay, with that, we will practice some questions. Let's turn the page. Now, we will start with very simple ones. First one. Simplify each of the following by rationalizing the denominator. I'm going to use the red pen for the conjugate surd. Now, what is the conjugate surd for square root 7? No, okay, when it's a single term, we don't need to worry about plus and minus. When it's a single term, you can straight away times square root 7. This one don't need to worry about conjugate. Conjugate comes when you have plus and minus. But 1 whole means, Dante, to times a 1 whole, it also means my numerator must also be. You're not listening. I said to times a 1 whole, it means the numerator should also be. If I want to times 1 whole as a fraction, it means that if the denominator is square root 7, the numerator must also be square root 7. Okay, now with that, now let's see what happens to the denominator. Denominator, what is root 7 of root 7? 7. Are there any more surds in the denominator? No more. But what is left in the numerator? 2 times square root 7. And here, I want to answer Jaka's question. This particular answer can also be presented as, yes, you can separate it as 2 over 7 in front, and you put the square root 7 as though it behaves like an algebra at the back. So surds, right, behave very similarly to algebra. So this is the most simple case where we don't even need to worry about conjugates. So no need plus minus at this point. Okay, but the next question, yes, the next question we must do conjugate already. Can I move on? Okay, let's go to the next one. And I'm going to come to Dante again until he can answer my question properly. Are we done? Can I move on? Okay, next one. Dante, same question again. Now we must multiply by 1 whole again. Choose for me the conjugate surd that will get rid of the denominator later. 5 plus 2 square root 5. But numerator, must I put the same thing? Yes. So 5 plus 2 square root 5. Now let's begin the multiplication. Denominator. What is 5 minus square root 2 times 5 minus square root 2 as a conjugate surds? Can I hear from Daryl? What should I put in the denominator when you have conjugate surds that are multiplied to one another? Conjugate surd, conjugate surd. The answer is on the board, Daryl. Bracket, square, minus bracket, square. Tell me what is in the first bracket. 5 and then 2 square root 5. Now numerator, take the 10, go and multiply the 5 plus 2 square root 5, leave it in brackets first. Don't do too fast. Okay, next, let us tackle the denominator. I think, what is 5 square minus 2 square root 5 square? First one, 5 square is?
25.
Okay, good. What is 2 square root 5 whole thing square? 20, excellent. Now numerator, you will get a 50 plus 20 square root 5. Okay, for the numerator, all you need to do is to do your simple rainbow method. If you do rainbow method, you will get the numerator as what you see there. Okay, next, denominator. What is 25 minus 20?
5.
Yes, it's just a 5. And then numerator, I get 50 plus 20 square root 5. Now, at this step, it is always important to split the fraction. So, splitting the fraction gives me a 50 over 5 plus 20 over 5. Now, the surd can be placed at the back.
But the 50 over 5 can...
Yes, but the 50 over 5 can be simplified into 10.
Must I simplify?
Yes, you must always simplify. And then 20 over 5 is 4. And that's it. This is your final answer. Is it okay?
1 mark.
No, this is usually 3 marks. Very easy to score one. This is one of the very easy chapters. If you can follow the steps and choose the correct conjugate surds and use the difference of two squares properly, you will always get 2 marks.
Yes.
Alright, now let's go to something a bit more complicated. Am I too fast? Is the speed okay? Okay, I will go a bit slower because some of you are shaking your head already. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, next one. Let's choose the conjugate surd that I need. Jordan, give me the conjugate surd for the denominator. Focus on the denominator. What is the conjugate surd? 2 square root 5 minus 2 square root 2. Excellent. Now, numerator also put the same thing. So, okay, do you know where you wash your face? Okay, let's multiply them one shot. Ian, can you please tell me what I should put in the denominator? After I hello. What should I put in the denominator once I multiply the pair of conjugates? Denominator. Bracket. Square root 5. Close bracket square. Minus. Bracket 2. Square root 2 whole thing square. Okay, numerator. Hello. Numerator. This one is complicated already. There are 2 different numerators. Can you please multiply them using brackets? Okay, so I should see 2 brackets in the numerator. Square root 5 minus 3 square root 2 times 2 square root 5 minus 2 square root 2. Okay, there are more things that you must do on the numerator already. Okay, but before we carry on, can I just check with somebody for the denominator? Let's do a long line. Johan, what should I put for the denominator? What minus what?
N minus 4 square.
No need. Just give me the final thing. What minus what?
N minus
Huh? 20 minus?
8.
Very good. 20 minus 8. If you don't know how to get these values, very simple. Just pick up your calculator and press. Okay, if you don't know how to look at this value, just pick up calculator and press. Okay, numerator, you must do the technique that we did just now. Do it slowly, rainbow. So, the first rainbow will be square root 5 times 2 square root 5 minus 2 square root 2. That's the first rainbow. The second rainbow is 3 square root 2 times 2 square root 5 minus 2 square root 2. Okay? Now, the denominator is now very easy. Denominator becomes 12 already. But the numerator, I'm going to check with 4 people. Jaka, give me the first numerator. What is square root 5 times 2 times square root 5? How do you know it's 10? Yes, because the square root times square root gives a 5, right? And then times 2, answer is 10. Those who don't know how to do, pick up this thing and press. Okay, so root 5 times root 5 is 5. And 5 times 2 will give me a 10. Okay, that's the first one. Raghu, what about the next rainbow? Give me the next rainbow. Square root 5 times negative 2 square root 2. You write that. Square root 5 times the negative 2 square root 2. What does it become? Very good. Raghu, can you explain how you get square root 10? 5 times 2, right? Okay, but what about the negative 2? Where do I place it? Outside, very good. So it's negative 2 square root 10. Okay, negative 2 square root 10. Okay, let's go to the next rainbow. What is this part? Negative 3 square root 2, go and multiply by 2 square root 5 using the same technique as Raghu earlier on. First of all, what is negative 3 times 2? Negative 6. Now what is square root 2 times square root 5 using this strategy? We learned this as law 1, right? You can actually multiply the inside together. So it becomes square root 10. Okay? Because 2 times 5 is 10. So minus 6 square root 10. Now last one. What is negative 3 root 2 times 2 negative? Wow, this one double negative, huh? Please be very careful. I'll write there. Negative 3 square root 2 times negative 2 square root 2. So you must first put it on calculator.
12.
Negative 3 times negative 2 is 6, right? And then root 2 times root 2 is 2, right? So 6 times 2 is 12. So plus 12. Alright, a bit tedious but can be done. Just be very careful only. Still must simplify, yes. So now we look at the numbers. What is 10 plus 12? 22. Okay, over 12. Then what about the surds? What is negative 2, negative 6? Negative 8 square root 10. Now don't forget the square root 10. Now after this, we must always split the fraction. So if I split the fraction, it becomes 22 over 12 minus 8 over 12 square root 10. Precisely. So the next step is you must always check calculator. Can you simplify the 22 over 12? Yes, and the answer is 11 over 6 minus 2 over 3 square root 10. And that is the final answer. This one 3 marks also. If you don't write the last step and you leave it like this, I will penalize you 1 mark. Can? But that's it. This is the whole concept on rationalizing the denominator. That's all they will ask you for N level. So with that, if you understood what I've just covered, the next 15 minutes are yours. Can you go and do the next page? Once you finish the next page and I go through, we can take a short break. Yes? So you must rest on it now, yes? Yeah, this is the only chapter on surds. And this is the main technique. Yes? Yes, I do. Not with the division one. It's on the front page. Law 2, Law 1, Law 2, Law 3. Okay, everybody start working on the questions. They are very similar to this page, so if you can do all the questions here, the next page should be quite easy. Let's do it now. The first question is the easiest. First question, no need to worry about plus and minus. Just choose the same square root for the first question.
These two questions are mistake. Your first question is already wrong. As in not wrong, you never go until the final step. This times this. Classification is a bracket. What's our notes? Why are you telling? I will go through very quickly in a while, but after make this doing properly, Paris. I'm going to do the first one, show you all. Okay, everybody, if you are confused, look at the first question. The first question is the same as the easiest question on the previous page. Okay? What you must choose is times. One whole. Look at the denominator. Always focus on denominator. Choose the same square root 2. Choose the same square root 2. Now denominator, in the next step, what is root 2 times root 2? It's just a 2. Now numerator, you can write it as this. Square root 2, put it in front, and then this entire blue color part, put it as a single bracket like this. Okay, of course, this is not the end. You must go and do your rainbow technique to expand the numerator. You should get 2 times square root 2. Now the surds is always placed at the back. Do not place the surds in front. Surds always put at the back. And then next one, root 2 times root 3. Using the law number 1, you can actually do this. 2 times 3 is actually a square root 6. So square root 6 at the back. And I saw many of you stopping here. You cannot stop here. You must split the fraction. So if I split the fraction, it is 2 over 2 square root 2 plus half square root 6. Now what is 2 over 2? It's just a 1. But 1 don't need to write. So straight away it will be square root 2 plus half square root 6. Surds can always put at the back. I stress again, surds can always put at the back. That's why you see my surds is always at the back. At the back, at the back, at the back of the fraction. Okay, so that's question A. Let's go and see question B.
So why is it half? Why is it 1 over 2?
Because there is an invisible 1 over here.
There is the number there, you know, it is 1 actually. So each, okay, before every surd, let's say square root 7, there is always a number here. This number can either be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 100, and when it's not written, it is always by default 1. Same like algebra. So you split the fraction, 2 over 2, 1 over 2. Okay, you split fraction basically.
Write 1, right?
If not, you write what here? Leave it blank. Cannot. Fraction must have numerator.
I put.
Hey, this is primary school math. Fractions must have numerator one. I cannot leave it empty one. Alright? Okay, next one. Siu King, since you are there, can you tell me what is the conjugate surd that you must choose for the next question? Times what over what?
3 minus 2.
No, conjugate surd.
What is that? This guy, bro. What is that? What is that? I need to see consultation.
I'm getting angry already. You better think properly. I spent so much time just now talking about conjugate surd. Now you ask me what's conjugate surd. Yeah, so what is the conjugate surd here? For the next question. Shh. No. We haven't even got to that stage yet. Choose the pair. It always comes in a pair. Then Ian, can you please tell him? 3 plus 2 square root 2. Numerator also choose 3 plus 2 square root 2. Hey, this cannot be, and I'm not just saying to Siu King only. I already said very clearly just now, the single most important concept today was the conjugate surd, and I went through so much detail here, and now you tell me you don't know what is it. What is it? That means you missed the whole point of the whole chapter already. A math, when you study, you must zoom into the most important concept, and I already mentioned just now, I use so many highlighters. You cannot possibly tell me you don't know what's a conjugate surd. I even use different color to tell you. 1 plus, 1 minus. Different colors some more. And why is this important? Because it involves the difference of two squares. A squared minus b squared. This concept repeats itself millions of times in this topic. In fact, it is the only technique in this chapter. You cannot say you don't know this after you step out of the class today. I hope this is very clear with all of you. When you study A-Math, you need to zoom into the correct thing straight away and make notes by yourself and remind yourself what's important. And this could be possibly why some of you don't do well in your A-Math, because to you it's all a mess. You never really zoom in. Okay? So I hope you all catch the main points and remember it. Not every single time a question to you is like different altogether, you know. Right? Like for example, this question. Just now, we did this question, the very first question. Already said that root 7 and root 7, same, choose the correct one. Here, change to root 2, suddenly people don't know what to write already. If it's a root 2, then you choose another root 2, that's all. But the moment you see the next question when there is a minus involved, now this is the one that you must choose conjugate surds. Conjugate surds means when there is a minus here, you jolly well choose a plus on the other side.
That's it. Okay? And why is that important? It's because the moment you can choose the correct conjugate cert, your next step, you can combine them as a single denominator, and you can write the bracket square minus bracket square on the denominator. Now, Siu King, what goes into each bracket? Yes, and it's always like that one. Now, numerator can be a bit challenging, but you must use brackets. So 9 square root 3, you go and multiply the second numerator, just put it in brackets for the time being. And then after which, you do the rainbow. Now let's focus on the denominator first. What is 3 square?
9.
What is 2 square root 2 whole thing square?
Minus 8.
Minus 8. And if you don't know how to get the value, press the calculator. It's as simple as that. Now numerator, go and do a rainbow. Now, the technique is always number go with number, cert go with cert. So in this case, you see a number, the cert is by itself, right? Leave it alone. Just times the 9 and the 3, and that gives you a 27 square root 3. Leave the cert at the back. I repeat, leave the cert at the back. Now the next rainbow, 9 square root 3 times 2 square root 2. Okay, number go with number. What is 9 times 2? 18. So you write a positive 18. But what is root 3 times root 2? The two certs come together. Using the property square root A times square root B equals to square root A times B. This is law 1. What is the result?
6.
Square root 6. Now do we stop that working here? No. We have to, first of all, write it as over 1 first, because 9 minus 8 is 1. And then 27 square root 3 plus 18 square root 6. There's nothing else I can do to it already. Final step, split the fraction. But because it's over 1, right? Do I need to split actually? No need. When you divide by 1, you can straight away write the answer as equals to 27 square root 3 plus 18 square root 6. And that is the final answer. Your final answer should look something like this. And this is what you need to do for the rest of the chapter. Can you all do the last one by yourself? The progress is a little bit slower for some of you. You're taking way too long to decide what is the conjugate cert. When I say way too long, if you find that you are not writing it down within 5 seconds, you are too slow already. In fact, you should write it down within 1 second. It should be as fast as 1 second. Yes? Just times together. Precisely, are you supposed to just calculator for the square root? Chaka, you are, it's as good as telling me, Chaka, it's as good as telling me square root 2 times square root 3. Are you telling me you must press calculator for this? No, because you ignore the square root. Only look at the 2 and the 3 to be 6. You are not supposed to press a square root in the calculator. Okay? So this is question B. Let's go and do question C. Looks like some of you need a bit more guidance, so I will show question C slowly. Okay, if you are faster, you just go on to the next page. Okay, Philip, give me the conjugate cert for part C. Minus 2 square root 2, okay? So 3 square root 3 minus 2 square root 2. Choose the correct conjugate cert. Now once you have the correct conjugate cert, you can combine them as a single denominator and straight away write down the bracket square minus bracket square in the denominator. And in each bracket, the first one will be 3 square root 3. The other one is 2 square root 2. Numerator, no choice. Just put them as 2 separate brackets, written side by side first. What? Where? You mean for the bracket? So are you trying to tell me now
Ragu. X minus 4 times x plus 4. Are you telling me now I should write x whole thing square minus negative 4 whole thing square? Have we ever learned this? No, just choose the value and put here. The negative is already here. So same concept. Okay? Now, this one, if you can just press calculator, you should get a denominator that is, okay, I'm going to look at this one, 9 times 3, 27. 2 times 2 times 2, minus 8. If you don't know how I got it so fast, just press calculator. That's all. Okay, numerator. Let's expand this slowly. So 3 square root 3 times 3 square root 3 minus 2 square root 2 minus 2 square root 2. Okay, just do your rainbow. This is a set 2 technique. But write the things properly, if not you may see the wrong things. Okay. Okay, I have no space already, so I'll write on the other side. And I'll check with some people. And by the way, 27 minus 8 is 19. So just write 19 below. I want to make sure. Yes? It's a square, right? You can use the a minus b whole thing square technique. Okay? Okay, let's check. First arrow. 3 square root 3 times 3 square root 3. It's not 9, What is this whole thing in yellow times together? Which is? If you don't know, you press calculator. It is actually a 27. Okay, you can use calculator to check. Because root 3 times root 3 is just 3. Okay, but the next one, sorry, no choice. The next one, there is a square root 3 and a square root 2. So the only way is to use this technique. Alright, so the next one will be 3 times 2, 6. And the answer is minus 6 square root 6. Next rainbow. Look at the numbers. What is negative 2 times 3?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. But what is the surd?
6.
Square root 2 times square root 3.
6.
Not 6. Square root 6. Okay, lastly, this one. What is negative 2 times negative 2?
Positive 4.
Positive 4. But what is root 2 times root 2?
2.
2. Okay? Okay, let's simplify this. Now, you can actually group this together. 27 plus 8, you should get a 35. And then the surd, go with the surd. Now please take note, negative 6 minus 6 is a negative 12. Press calculator properly. So minus 12 square root 6. I already can tell, some of you can put a 0 there already. Who put 0 there?
Where?
Negative 6 minus 6 is not 0. Negative 6 minus 6 is a negative 12. Please know your subtraction very well. Now finally, split your answer into 2 fractions. It will be 35 over 19 minus 12 over 19, and square root 6 can just put at the back. I repeat, surds always put at the back. Okay, the surds you can put it at the back of this fraction because it's packed like this. That's it. That is the answer. Okay, other than that, there's really nothing. This chapter is very easy. It's just whether are you careful with the multiplication only. So far, okay? Yes? Can, but usually this chapter we always leave it at the side. Usually it's at the side one.
If I leave on the top, then the marker will mark out.
It will not, but it's best to leave at the side. Can we just put it at the side? Yes? Get a 1 second. Okay, the next question, part D, not so critical. I will skip that first. That one not so important. Can we skip first? That one will come back later. Can you turn the page now? And I think we are left with the last part of this chapter already. 11:45. Okay, so before I go to the next part, I will give you a break. But before I give you the break, shh. Before I give you the break, Johan, the last part of this chapter is actually involving problem sum. That's all. But you will still use this red color concept. Rationalize the denominator, but in a problem sum. That's about it. Okay? There is no other brand new thing. But the good thing is this, look at this. They actually told you, leave your answer in this format. They already gave you a clue. Your answer looks like this, where A and B are certain numbers, and there must be a root 7 in your final answer. Okay, we'll do this after the break. I'll resume at 11:15. Okay? Okay, in the meanwhile, you can either take a break here, or you can revise what you didn't know just now. If you need to refer to my notes, I will go back and let you have a look again for these two questions. Ian, go first. Jaka, you have to wait for Dago to be back. Is anyone totally confused? You can raise your hand, I come and help you.
I could try to select out this would be a certain level of what the A
How do you
might not be our
You have an answer.
the biggest
Yeah, how you go home?
It's okay.
Huh?
I just what were you saying? They just went salt and like,
You went so go home.
yeah, I'll just went salt. That time was the same thing, what? Ever?
You're gonna hold in the bus, you go
Yeah. Wait, no, wasn't this? Come on. Answer for you guys,
You won't walk. You're gonna walk.
Okay, example 5. Let's begin. So we are not going to incorporate the idea of rationalizing a denominator. Okay, rationalize denominator, but inside a word problem. And usually it will involve things like area and perimeter. So for this question, right, they talk about a rectangle. The area is given, and the width, which is otherwise known as the breadth. Can you go and just write a word there? The word width actually means the breadth. Right? It's just a breadth. So length times breadth. Okay? Now, the question says that the width is also given. So your job actually is to work backwards to find the unknown length. Now to do this, you need this formula. Okay? So let's write this down. Length times breadth equals to area. Now after which, can you make L the subject? So L becomes what? Because they want length, right? Length is actually area over breadth. Agree? Because the question wants length, right? The question says find length. Agree or not? I'm just rearranging the formula. Is anybody confused up to this point? This is primary school work. Do we all follow this? Length is area over breadth? Okay? Okay, now, because you know something about area, area actually it is 86 plus 11 square root 7. You can put it in the numerator. Whereas denominator, the breadth is given to be 2 plus 3 square root 7. And then the question says, do something until your final answer looks like a simplified form. So the questioner is indirectly asking you, do this. So for this chapter, it is always this concept only. So how do we rationalize, even though the question never really say? You have to go and choose your conjugate surd. Alright, so let's choose the conjugate surd.
Suking, what's the conjugate surd? Yes, that's it. 2 minus 3 square root 7. Alright, now after this, the technique is the same. I'm just basically repeating everything from the past 30 minutes. So, a square minus b square. Jovan, what should I put in each bracket?
2
And the next one?
3 square root 7.
Okay, so that's it for the denominator. Numerator, no choice. Put them as 2 separate brackets first. And then we slowly expand later on. So the numerator, right, just be patient and do the next part slowly. Okay, denominator, what is 2 square? 4. What is 3 square root 7 whole thing square? Negative 63. If you don't know the answer, pick up the calculator and press. That's it. Now for numerator, you slowly expand. This one no choice, you just have to do it slowly. Using the rainbow technique. Do it slowly, patiently, don't rush. If you can do it slowly, you will surely get the answer. Okay? Now I have no space already, so I'll write on the other side. Okay, what is 86 times 2? The first rainbow. Make sure everybody gets 172. Next rainbow. Number go with number, the surd leave it alone. So 86 times 3, negative 258, but don't forget the root 7 at the back. That's the second rainbow. Now the third rainbow, what is 2 times positive 11? 22. And again, do not forget the surd. The last rainbow, please be careful, there are 4 things. The last rainbow is 11 square root 7 times negative 3 square root 7. Now you can actually press calculator for this. Your calculator should give you negative 231. So your calculator actually can give you the value. You just have to press calculator. And how come the answer is so beautiful? Because root 7 times root 7 is just 7. There is no more surd. And then denominator, what is 4 minus 63? Negative 59. Okay, from here we are ready to simplify. So equals to, okay, number go in number. So 172, go and minus 231. So you get a negative 59 on the numerator. Okay, let's go to the surd. The surd is the one in blue color. Don't forget the negative. So negative 258 plus 22. You're going to get a negative 236. But again, do not forget the square root 7. Denominator also please remember to put. And finally, you are supposed to split the fraction. What is negative 59 over negative 59? Okay, wait, don't forget the next one. Okay, the next one is a bit tricky. Minus 236 over negative 59. Everybody, look carefully at these 2 negatives. How come there are 2 negatives here?
The negative is for the 59.
Because there are 2 negatives here as well. Okay, so make sure you split the negatives. Okay, those of you who are fast enough, right, already know that negative will give a positive. So in fact, the next step is actually just 1 whole, because negative 59 divided by negative 59 is 1 whole, and then it is plus 236 divided by 59, answer is 4 square root 7. And then you ask yourself, have we established what they want us to show in the question?
Yes.
They want the answer like that? Is our answer the same format? Yes, that's it. Finished. And we are done. Alright? Okay, maybe a final step will be put a bracket and then write the units, centimeters, because it's a word problem. So please write the unit cm. And that's about it. It is the same technique. There's nothing difficult.
So the problem now is, are you fast and furious with this technique? Or every single time you do, every single time you also jam? So if you are that kind, right, every single time you do, every single time you jam, you better do 100 more questions until you get it. That's it. Yeah, do until you get it. I have no other advice for you. Okay, if you understood this, people, can you now go to the next question, the one that involves triangle? And I wrote the formula for you already. Okay? They want the height, right? So I will give you a clue. You may want to do this first. Half times base times height is equals to area. The question wants you to find the height only. How can I rearrange this formula to get the height only? You all tell me. I want height only.
Half times square
Area divided by
area divided by half times space.
Raghu is correct. Actually, what you should do is tackle the base first. Leave the half still on this side. So area divided by base. That's the first step. But not the end. How should I get rid of the number half on both sides?
Times 2.
Very good. Actually, you can just times 2. Okay, and that would have solved the problem. H actually is, okay, area times 2 over base. Now, let's fill in the values. What do we know about area? Don't forget you must times 2 later. Area is 9 plus 4 square root 3. Denominator is 8 minus 4 square root 3. Now numerator, let's open the bracket first. What is 2 times 9? 4 times 2? Okay. Now at this point in time, you are ready to begin the process of rationalizing the denominator. Can you go and do it by yourself the next time? And I'm just going to check very quickly. Conjugate surd. Choose for me the correct denominator. Rowing, can you choose for me the correct denominator? The conjugate surd. Oh, sorry. Yes, she said the correct thing. So it should be 8 plus 4 square root 3. That's the correct conjugate surd. Please carry on after this, everyone. I will check answer in a while. Okay, after this, it's really nothing brand new already. It's the same technique repeated over and over and over again. You just make sure you are faster now. You must feel yourself doing a bit faster. Okay, this time we already reached the next step. I will start writing. You slowly check. You will notice that I always start writing the denominator first. Bracket square minus bracket square. That's my usual step. The lesson haven't ended yet, right? Why can't they get go outside? Isn't there recess different types from us? Oh, is it? Oh, who are the ones who need to go 11:30? Okay, I have recorded the lesson today, so please go and just watch whatever you miss. Okay, I'll upload onto SLS later. Those who need to go first. Oh, wait. Those who need to go, collect your holiday homework first. There are 2 holiday homeworks. One is for chapter 2, one is for chapter 3. And then I also want to return the homework for 2.2. Ran, who are you going? Please write your homework.
hello, have you taken? In the meanwhile, let me also get back to work. India, Jaya, this is the point. Yeah, one team. Okay, I'm going to carry on writing. Please check your work.
Who called me old?
He said you are 39 years old. And then he's like, you that's how old.
Yeah, come. Ah, yes, thank you.
So I don't know whose workout part this is. It's inside my locker.
Okay. Okay, I'm at the final step already, and the answer later on is in centimeters. So write a bracket and write cm at the end. Okay, you should get a 15 plus. Okay, the next one is not a nice number, it is a fraction. 17 over 2 square root 3. No, please write fraction for this chapter. Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, so like I said, nothing very difficult. It's just whether you are careful or not with your expansion. And did you use calculator to check? Did you find me doing the same thing over and over again today? Right? So that is this chapter. Surds is actually a very simple chapter. So in summary, if you find that up to now your speed is getting faster, good. But if you find that your speed every time still jam,
My speed is getting slower.
then your homework you have to just do a few more fractions just to get the hang of it. The technique itself is not difficult at all. Alright, now with that, I am now going to conclude this chapter. Okay, there is one last part of this chapter I will do it only after the holidays. It's actually very easy, it's related to word problems. But for now, we will stop here. I will give you the holiday assignment. Okay, the first holiday assignment actually is not new. You have seen this before. This is actually your inequalities homework. I have not corrected yet. And you will spend the next, hello, go back up. The lesson take about 10 minutes. You will use the next 10 minutes to start on the inequalities homework. This was actually quite overdue, but we have to pause it because of the previous one. Okay, the questions are printed on the second page. So take out a piece of paper, start working on this question, and settle some of your homework for the time being. Okay, pass it down. This is the first homework on inequalities. The questions on the second page. Take out postcard and start doing. There is still time. That's not waste time. Pass down. Okay, the questions on the second page. Get started. Take out postcard and do it now. The second homework is actually surds. So I'll write on the board, there are two homework.
Isn't this Surds or it's not?
This is not certs yet. So holiday homework consists of two things. Okay, this is what you have just received. And then number 2 will be topic 3.1 on certs. Ignore homework 3.2 for the time being. Hello, can you get started? Take out this scrap. You have some time to work on at least one question in that homework first. Why? I thought that exactly. Okay, start on one question at least. The question is on the back. You can refer immediately. I already printed the question on the back. Take out full scrap paper and do. Yeah?
See, I made full use of this.
Some of them are very short questions that won't take you more than 5 seconds actually.
I made full use of this.
You do the critical questions first. Wait first. Yes? Huh? Okay, now I will give out 3.1. 3.1 has two parts. Please ignore the 3.2 homework. Okay, 3.1, take one each. You should be able to start on at least 2 to 3 questions today. The first question is actually very simple. Shouldn't even take you more than 10 seconds. Okay, this is the first 4 questions. Shouldn't take you so long. You can get started already. Draw the graph. I don't see you drawing a graph on your paper. If you don't know what I'm doing, that means you already didn't learn from your mistakes in the WA1. Anyway, the answer for this one is 4 divided by 2, 32 minus 20. Okay, this is the question from the notes just now. If you are interested to know the answer I wrote it at the bottom already. For this homework question, apparently some of you already forgotten what you must do for inequalities. Very, very scary. I will show only one question. Question 1A. Draw the graph. Put in the -2, put in the 1. Less than 0 means you shade everything below. The answer is x is between 1 and -2. If you are writing anything else, your answer is wrong. But of course,
The question also wants you at the final step, write it on a combined number line. Write down -2, write down 1, put 2 circles above and connect. That's it. That's all I need to see for question 1A. Take a bus and go. So do something similar for 1B. Yes, of course, if not, how are you going to revise?
This will be 2.3, then this is 2.8.
It's the same homework, but I printed the questions on the second page for you. You never listen.
Must do everything now.
Can you read properly? Critical questions to be submitted and then I will mark. This one question that will be clear mark. Need to do, but not so urgent. Do the top few questions first.
But let's say if you do, will you still mark?
I will look through.
You don't have to know if it's inside or outside.
Look at the less than and more than.
Yeah, look at the side.
It's okay, it depends on this symbol. Is it this symbol or is it this symbol?
If it's more than or equal.
If it's less than or maybe less than equal, it's always like that one. If it's this way, then it'll be here and here. All the time. Every single time is like that. Just don't go and invent your own things. Okay, please, I say, use your time wisely. You can complete a few questions already today. Six. No question four.
Can you help me draw the number line for the less than or equal to 0? And more than less than or equal to 0?
Where?
The number line.
It depends. Like for this one, it's like that. Yeah.
Which way the arrow points?
Between -2 and 1, so it's in between. It doesn't point anywhere.
How you gonna tell that? This one is question 1, this is question 1. How you tell?
It's the same question. I basically printed out for you. Yes. Yes, I think. Yeah, so it's the same answer but without that. This one without the line. How about the line? That's it. So okay, I think what you're trying to ask me is this. Hey, me, until now you still don't know this answer, okay? There's something is wrong with you.
Yeah, I haven't started studying yet.
Don't want to answer you. Go outside first, don't come in. Alright, everybody pause. Look up. Everybody pause and look up. Pause and look up. Before I end, some of your classmates actually notified me there is a typo in the 3.1 homework. Can you turn over to the 3.1 homework on Surds? There is a typo for one of the questions. I printed it wrongly. Okay, 3.1. Can you change this question to question 6A, B, and D? Not question 4, it's question 6. Because question 4 doesn't have part 8 parts. Okay, it is not question 4, it's question 6. That's the only mistake. Alright, Rowie, can you please note this for Hai? This is under the 3.1 homework. I made an error in the
question. Alright, with that, we will end term 1 for AMAC. Please do your holiday homework.
We will miss you, Mr. Wilson.